Hello everyone, today I'm working on this engine. With my DCC, I can make the locomotive go forward and back. I can also make consists, but I could do all that stuff before with my DC. But if I had sound, that would be a real benefit. So look what I got. It's a Digitrax decoder SDN144K1E. for SD40-2 or G Evolution. So I'm going to be putting this decoder in the engine today. You've seen this engine before. I made a video on it called Fun with the C44-9. When I changed the shell, I turned it into an ES4400. So it's super nice unit. I've got to modify the frame to make room for the speaker, and that means I have to disassemble everything. I'm going to start by removing the shell. That's kind of a big engine, so that gives you plenty of room for chips and then sound and stuff. There, nice and easy on that. And I'm going to keep the box around to put all my stuff. Yeah, beautiful. So then I think all the frame detail can just separate like that. Usually actually goes with the shell, which I don't have a problem with that. That goes with the shell, and then the gas tank comes out, and then I'm going to put all my small parts in the box. The circuit board, you just pull it back gently and it just comes out. So we're going to save that. Just 2 screws which will release my trucks. Keep all your stuff in the box. That makes it way easier for when you want to put everything back together. Then I'll just spread this apart so I can get the trucks down. Here's one, and here's the other. These have arrows, so you don't have to worry about finding the correct direction. And then I'm going to keep separating this till I get to the motor and we're going to have to remove the contact strips to do the frame modification, that's for sure. So don't hesitate about that, they just come out. Not going to be pulling on them very hard, they should just come out nice and easy. Then keep spreading the frame apart. So the worm gears can come out, and there's a direction to the frame. So just remember that the white magnet goes to the bottom of the frame. That's all you got to remember. See, that way is wrong and this way is correct. I'm also going to be keeping these insulators in. You're gonna see why in a second. So as I put my 2 frame halves together, I'm gonna want to keep the spacing here even as I drill to make the hole, the 1/2 inch hole for my speaker. I'm going to be using this old gift card to maintain the spacing. It's about the correct size for that. I'm just going to cut it so it doesn't interfere with anything. So anything that's 30 styrene will do it. So I'm going to put my screws back on. So I'm going to start getting my drills ready now. The hole needs to be 0.15 deep. So I'm going to be drilling almost all the way to the motor cavity, but not quite. So here are my drills. To make it easier, I want to drill smaller and then get progressively bigger as I get to half an inch. That last one here is half an inch. So that's going to allow me maybe to prevent everything from heating up and to get to my half an inch maybe a little bit easier. Now my drills, as you can see, they have a cone shape. So in order to have a flat cylinder milled in, I bought a special drill bit. I found this at my local hardware store, Renault Depot to be precise. It's a square bit, and this is the tool number if you ever want one. So I'm going to be using that one last. Now, so I don't go over the 0.15, I'm going to put a piece of tape over my drill bit, and that will guide me so I don't go through to the motor compartment. Perfect. And I'll do the same thing for all my drill bits. Now I've secured my frame in my vise. It's a really good old school vise. So always wear protective glasses when you do this. So you can start drilling very slowly. So I'll continue this off camera. So now I got my first guide hole done. I can continue with the bigger sizes. So although it may seem intimidating at first, by going step by step makes it easier. So I opened it up progressively until I got to my last bit, the square one, and I'll do it off camera because I want to concentrate for this. So this is what I got at the end. I'm pretty happy with that. So in all, it only took about half an hour to get there. Not too bad. With your decoder, they give you a piece of Chemton tape, and that you can use to protect the decoder from the frame. So it just goes on top here. So I'll be doing that off camera. Once you're done, it should look like this. Also, you have to make a little indentation here to allow your wires to go from the gas tank without too much interference. You can see it goes right in there, just like that. Also, I made a pretty big mistake. The hole should have been more to the rear of the engine. Because of that, my wires are not going to be long enough. Of course, I could desolder them and resolder some new ones, but instead I'm going to run the wires through the space between the frame here. So that should save me from having to redo the milling. I'm going to have enough space to run it through the U-joint. I think that's going to work. And I have to desolder the contacts for the board and resolder them on the DCC decoder. It's not super fun to do, but it's doable. It wasn't exactly easy to get everything in there, but I got it done. Now I'm going to put my trucks and my gas tank back on. Now before I put my shell back on, I'm gonna want to go try it on the track. Now from what I saw on a DCC video, you're supposed to put in your locomotive on the track first and then power up your DCC controller. So let's see what happens now. That sounds pretty good actually. I'm gonna do just select local and 3 and enter. Try the headlight on and off, and horn, that's the bell, and then I'm going to give it some throttle. And then reverse direction, headlight, bell, horn. Now I got nothing. I'm going to give it some throttle. And the horn works. Actually, this is amazing fun. Right now I've got the sounds for a SD40-2, so I'll be learning to program this later on, but for now I'm actually pretty happy with what's going on. It's not super loud, but it's still fun. So what do you say we put the shell back on? That sounds like good. The smokestack was causing interference inside the shell, so I had to grind it down some. You can't see from the outside. And now it's time to run some trains. This is amazing fun actually. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. I certainly had fun making it for you. See you soon.